What's up, financial Zen masters? Last week's bit about Biden's tax plan and what it could mean for you was so popular, I thought I'd do a follow-up to that, even though it was technically news last week. So, last week I broke down the capital gains, how that would affect you. This week I'll break down how the income tax changes could affect you. But first, welcome to the Financial Zen channel, where the big question is, how can you, a super successful, hardworking overachiever with kids at home and a mortgage to pay, how can you quit your 9-to-5 grind to go pursue your passion while still providing for your family? That's the question. I got your answers. I'm Rick Valenzi, a certified financial planner and the founder of Financial Zen, and I'll be your guide. So, to recap the capital gains from last week, it's really simple. If you make under $1 million in household income, you won't be affected. Nothing changes. If you make over $1 million in household income, it's going to change quite a bit. You're going to pay nearly double what your current long-term capital gains rate is. If you make over $1 million, that means your maximum long-term capital gains is going to go from 23.8 to 43.5. And that's not, if you live in California and pay California state tax on that stuff, you might be clearing over 50% in capital gains tax. The proposals, they have said, would not kick in until 2022. So if things do, nothing's set in stone yet, so if things do pass Congress, then we'll have a chance before the end of this year to do some maneuvering to try to mitigate some of those changes if we need to. So that's capital gains. This week I'm talking to you about the income changes, which is largely based around the top tax bracket. So the top tax bracket right now is 37%. He's talking about changing it to 39.7%. And that is for people, right now the top tax bracket, use my cheat sheet. Right now the top tax bracket is, for a single person, is 523 grand. So if you make more than that, then every penny over that's going to be taxed at 37%. Or if you're a couple, married filing jointly, then your top bracket is $628,000. If you make more than that, then you pay 37% on everything over that. What Mr. President Biden is proposing is to bring both of those down. So he's going to bump it up to 39.6. I think I said 39.8. 39.6, so an extra 2.6%. And then he's going to bring down the income levels where individuals making more than $452,700 would pay that top bracket, and married couples making more than, we'll just call it $510,000 would hit that top bracket. So coming down quite a bit. I mean, that's coming down from $630 for a family down to $500, and from $525 to $450 for an individual. So you definitely pay more taxes on that front. The other thing that the proposals would change is, I won't kill you with the gory details of how it all comes together, but you know the marriage penalty? Well, the marriage penalty will be in effect for any families making over $630 a year. So the marriage penalty, the quick version of it is, if you make, let's say, I'll just use examples. If you make $600K as a family, and you file your taxes married filing jointly, you will pay more in taxes than an individual who makes $300,000. So if you weren't married and you could file as individuals, each making $300,000 under the same household but on different tax returns, then your taxes would be lower than if you file together and you put 300 grand each together. So that's the quick and dirty on the marriage penalty. You pay more because when you combine them, the income thresholds are lower. So if you make more than 630, then you would hit the marriage penalty, which was largely done away with under the TJCA, the Trump bill in 2018. So that's what you might be dealing with in the future. The real killer is the capital gains if you make over $1 million. Other than that, I mean, it's not going to be massive changes, but you definitely pay a little bit more if you make. They're bringing the income thresholds down and they're increasing the tax a little bit. So you might fall into that zone. If you make under $500,000 as a family, $510,000 as a family, or under 450 ish for a single, then nothing's really going to change for you. So there you go. That's the quick and dirty on what Biden's proposing. We'll see if it passes Congress. Nothing is ever set in stone. It's probably going to be quite the warfare between the two sides, figuring out what actually gets through. But that's currently what's on the table starting in 2022. So stay tuned. I'll let you know as things transpire. All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you tomorrow.